Before we begin, please like this video and subscribe so I can continue providing information most seniors are dealing with quietly and often alone. Now stay with me. If you are 60 years old and you have little or nothing saved for retirement, you may feel like everyone else received instructions you never saw. You worked, you raised a family, you paid bills, you handled emergencies, and suddenly retirement is treated like a deadline you somehow missed. Here is what most people never explain. That feeling of being behind is what causes rushed decisions, bad advice, and expensive mistakes. Bear with me until the end, because I will give you a clear checklist for what to do next and what to watch out for so you can move forward calmly and deliberately. My name is Judith Carver. I am a senior protection educator. I help older Americans understand financial and legal realities so they can avoid confusion, pressure, and costly mistakes. I speak to you the way I wish someone had spoken to my own parents: calm, clear, direct. And let me say this out loud because it matters. Our rights do not expire with age. Now listen carefully. I am going to walk you through 12 recommendations, and each one builds on the last. The first recommendation is to stop treating your situation as a personal failure. This matters more than most people realize because the story you tell yourself quietly controls every decision that follows. Many Americans reach their late 50s and 60s with little saved, not because they were careless, but because their money was needed elsewhere. Think about it. Medical bills that arrived without warning, a roof that needed repair, helping an adult child through a rough patch, caring for a parent, periods of unemployment or underemployment. Survival came first. When people carry self-blame, they hesitate, second guess, and rush. That damages judgment. Once you release the idea that you failed, your mind opens up. Planning becomes possible again. The second recommendation is to take an honest look at where you are today, not where you hoped to be and not where you fear you might be, just where you actually are. This step often gets avoided because people are afraid of what they will see. But avoidance creates anxiety that lingers every day. Sit down with a pen and paper. Write down exactly what comes in each month and exactly what goes out. Housing, food, utilities, transportation, medical costs, insurance, debt, nothing fancy. One woman I spoke with delayed this for years because she assumed the numbers were worse than they were. When she finally wrote them down, she felt relief. Clarity does not solve everything, but it gives you control. Now stay with me, because the third recommendation changes perspective in a powerful way. Your most valuable asset is not a savings account balance. It is your ability to earn income for a few more years if your health allows. Many people underestimate this. Even part-time work can change everything. A few shifts a week, seasonal work, consulting, caregiving, driving, teaching. It is not about earning a lot. It is about keeping income flowing while expenses are controlled. One man I spoke with worked 3 mornings a week at a hardware store. That small income covered groceries and utilities, which allowed his limited savings to stay untouched. That is stability. This leads directly to the fourth recommendation. You need to know your numbers clearly. Many people shut down when they hear the word budget because it feels restrictive or judgmental. If that word bothers you, do not use it. Call it a spending plan or a money map. What matters is awareness. You need to know where money flows in and where it flows out. When money feels mysterious, stress rises. When money becomes visible, stress eases. You are no longer guessing. You are observing, and observation leads to better decisions. Pause here because the fifth recommendation often reveals more than people expect. Track every dollar for 30 days, every purchase, every automatic charge, every small expense. Do not judge yourself during this process. Just observe. This is not about guilt. It is about information. At the end of the month, patterns appear on their own. Subscriptions you forgot about, convenience spending that added up, fees that quietly grew. One couple discovered they were paying for streaming services they rarely used and an old gym membership they forgot to cancel. That discovery alone freed up money without changing their lifestyle. The sixth recommendation is about protection. Once you see where money goes, you can redirect it intentionally. This does not require dramatic changes. Even small monthly adjustments, when repeated consistently, create a cushion. That cushion changes how life feels. Unexpected expenses stop feeling like emergencies. Car repairs stop causing panic. Medical bills become manageable. Financial cushions do more than protect money. They protect peace of mind. And peace of mind leads to better choices across the board. Stay with me because the seventh recommendation is emotional for many people. Housing is usually the largest expense, which also makes it the greatest opportunity. Downsizing, sharing space, renting out a room, relocating closer to family. These decisions often trigger pride, fear, or grief. People worry about what others will think, but housing adjustments are not failures. They are strategic decisions. One widow I spoke with rented a spare bedroom to a carefully screened tenant. The extra income covered her property taxes and utilities. More importantly, she felt safer at night. One thoughtful housing change stabilized her entire situation. The eighth recommendation often surprises people. Working longer or differently is not a weakness. Retirement does not have to happen at a fixed age. Many people in their 60s and 70s continue working because it improves stability or provides purpose. Some enjoy the routine. Others enjoy the social connection. Even a few additional earning years can dramatically change long-term outcomes. I have seen people delay retirement by 2 or 3 years and completely change their financial trajectory. Time, when used intentionally, is powerful. The ninth recommendation requires careful attention. Social Security decisions are permanent. When you start, benefits affect what you receive for the rest of your life. Starting early locks in a lower monthly amount. Delaying increases it. There is no universal right answer. Health, income needs, family responsibilities, and savings all matter. What causes regret is guessing. I have spoken with people who claimed early because they were afraid benefits would disappear. Years later, they wished they had understood the trade-offs. This is a decision that deserves patience and clarity. Closely related is the 10th recommendation. Social Security benefits are based on work history over many years. Additional earning years can sometimes replace lower earning years in the calculation. Many people believe nothing can change once they reach their 60s. That belief is often incorrect. Even modest earnings later in life can sometimes improve future benefits. Understanding how the system works can reveal options that people never knew existed. Pause again, because the 11th recommendation protects more than finances. Health is a financial strategy. Staying active, managing stress, sleeping consistently, eating regularly. These habits preserve independence and reduce future costs. Poor health often leads to higher expenses and fewer choices. You do not need extreme routines or drastic changes. You need habits you can maintain. A daily walk, regular meals, social connection. These small actions compound over time and protect your ability to remain independent. The 12th recommendation requires caution and honesty. Home equity can be a tool, but it is never a shortcut. Some homeowners explore ways to use equity to reduce monthly obligations or stabilize cash flow. This requires education, counseling, and careful review. It is not appropriate for everyone. When done thoughtfully, it can provide relief and breathing room. When rushed or misunderstood, it creates serious long-term problems. Any decision involving home equity should be slow, informed, and never pressured. Before we finish, please like this video and subscribe so I can continue sharing information most seniors are dealing with, but rarely hear explained clearly. Now here is the checklist I promised. Get clear on your income and expenses. Track spending for 30 days. Eliminate what does not serve you. Protect savings automatically. Explore safe ways to reduce housing costs. Consider working longer or differently if your health allows. Learn your Social Security options before claiming. Treat health as a financial asset. Approach home equity carefully and only with full understanding. If a situation ever feels legally or financially complex, contact a licensed attorney or qualified professional who can give advice specific to your circumstances. You deserve calm, clarity, and respect. I read all comments and emails personally, so do not hesitate to reach out. If this information helps you recognize a pattern or avoid a mistake, share it with someone you care about. Carry this forward with you. Your rights do not expire with age.